What's up? Welcome into your Daily Buckeye Blitz for a Sunday fun day, September 3rd, 2023. Hey, we got a week one in the books. Huge game, big time week one, all the good stuff. College football's back. Feels so good. This is my instant reaction to week one against Indiana. Buckeyes win 23-3. Not an overly impressive game, I would say. Not a huge win. Defense looked great. Looking at the offense, though, a lot to be desired. Third down efficiency. Let's jump right into the stats. First off, third down efficiency, 2 for 12. Horrible. That's got to be more like 75% at least. Fourth down efficiency, 2 for 3. That's good, not great. Total yards, 380. Not a lot through the air. The interception by Kyle obviously was a terrible decision. Enough said. Rushing, O-line had trouble throughout the day. Penalties, we had 5 for 41. Indiana clearly wanted to just bring back the option, and looked like the Naval Academy had relocated to Indianapolis, not Annapolis, Indianapolis. So that was weird. But obviously the Buckeye defense was ready for it. Sonny and the safeties played great. Sonny really was just playing as an outside linebacker, a walkout linebacker, I should say. Great to see the defense really perform well. But on the offense, let's start there and get into some of our main issues. Kyle McCord and Devin Brown thing, I don't know what's going on there. Clearly, Devin Brown did not play as much as he thought he was going to. What did he get? It was 1 for 3. He did have 3 attempts. That was late in the game, I believe. But Kyle was 20 completions of 33 attempts, 239, and the pick. No passing touchdowns. It's been a while since we did that. Chip was leading rusher with 57 yards. Travion 47, Mayan 25, and 2 touchdowns. I really thought Trey was gonna break one, but that O-line just could not get him free. Starting with Kyle, really, it was obvious that Day trusted Kyle more than Devin Brown to lead the team. That's obvious. So Day said after the game that he wanted to get Devin in the game more, and they will going forward. But what did we really learn putting him in against Youngstown State? And you got to make a decision by week 3, the Western Kentucky game. You need somebody solidified as that QB1 before you go into the Notre Dame game, Obviously, Ryan Day didn't trust Devin Brown when it was a 1-score game. He gave him, 3 snaps, and he got lit up on that terrible fourth down play. Again, O-line not helping him out. McCord had the first half interception. It was a late throw back over the middle of the field, and those are always the worst ideas ever. So a learning lesson there. It was a fourth down, though, so not huge harm done, and they didn't return it for like a pick 6 or something, or a huge gain. Devin played 3 snaps in that first half. We'll see how many snaps he gets in the next 2 weeks, but it's clear that Kyle is QB1 if there were any questions before. Now the O-line. Let's dig in on these guys. Obviously, we're not expecting a finished product in week 1, but I guess some growing pains should be expected. And I don't think we need to hit the panic button yet. But Josh Simmons, hello, what's going on over there? I thought he was ready. Multiple times on these shows, I've voiced my concerns. First time taking snaps at left tackle. And he did not do well at San Diego State at right tackle. So then Josh Fryer made his debut as a full-time starter at the right tackle, was okay. And then you had the new center, Carson Hinsman, the anchor of the unit in the middle. He was okay. Again, hard to really gauge a center's PFF scores and stuff like that because they're like down in the middle of a bunch of bodies. But with the Buckeyes tried to help the O-line with multiple tight end formations and heavy sets. There's kind of mixed results, good, not great. Run blocking was obviously better than the pass blocking, especially in the second half. But so there's a lot of potential here. This room needs to, again, continue to build some cohesiveness. And that's the thing. It's just, it comes with experience and playing together and snaps and reps, So a lot to build on there. And the second half, they were much better. But so they need to build off of those improvements and look good moving forward. You got Notre Dame, like I said, coming up here in week 4. So Josh Simmons is going to be watched very closely, especially by me. Not that I matter, but I do matter, actually. But more importantly, Justin Fry and his team are going to be watching over the next couple of games. Again, going against some less than average talent. But then you got Carson Hinsman, mostly reliable, and then Fryer helped spring a few runs on the right side. So all eyes are focused on that left tackle spot. The running backs, Trey had 12 rushes, like I mentioned, for 47. Chip, the big gainer, he had 8 carries for 57, and Mayan 7 carries, 25 yards and 2 touchdowns. But Chip had the 7.1 yards per carry average. That's legit. Day said after the game that Travion will continue to be the starting running back, though he said that Mayan and Chip will also continue to see regular playing time. And why not? Chip looks like the best of the 3, right? I mean, at least this past weekend. And they're going to look for ways to get Dallin involved. And no word on Evan. He might be on a bit of a pitch count. If he does get in there, it might only be for like a handful of snaps. So we'll see how they can keep all these guys happy. They also have to be productive. We can't worry about people leaving or transferring or whatever. Wide receivers in the passing game. Like I mentioned, 0 TDs through the air. Cade Stover, team leading receiver, had 5 catches for 98. Longest play of the day was the 49-yard catch and run. Nice play right down the seam. Great ball by Kyle. Then you had Fleming, Harrison, and Igbuka. Oh, and Carnell Tate got in, but they combined for only 107 yards. So Cade almost caught them. They had 12 catches. So yeah, not a great day for the receivers. Tate dropped one, had one down there inside the 2 or 3 yard line that got knocked loose. I'm not sure he was going to catch that anyways. Fleming had a tough one over the shoulder that fell incomplete, a deep shot. They didn't take a lot of deep shots. Marv had that touchdown called back. He was pushed out of bounds, by the way, which you're allowed to come back in bounds and catch the ball if you're pushed out in the college game. So the refs just ignored that. So, yeah, all in all, passing game, we're going to see market improvements. And against these next 2 opponents, I expect some big numbers. So let's talk defense here. Year 2 under Jim Knowles. They got more veterans, more guys in the system, comfortable with the system. But then you got Josh Proctor starting, the 6-year guy at safety. That was kind of a surprise. Apparently, Jahad Carter still a little banged up. He got dinged earlier, a couple weeks ago in fall camp. So maybe they're just resting him. They don't need to get him in there. And you probably don't want to start a true safety like Malik Hartford against a Big Ten opponent on the road. So Proctor had a nice play in the backfield. He diagnosed an option play, blew it up, and, of course, makes a highlight tackle, goes high on the guy, but, gives him a forearm shiver. But then he had a pass breakup also later on. So Proctor played well. He does do Proctor things, though. Occasionally, he'll miss his assignment and take the wrong guy on the pitch. But for the most part, filled in well. You had freshman Malik Hartford get in there. Yeah, Proctor played the entire first half, had 4 tackles, 1 TFL on that big blow up play. He said, we figured that another option was coming. I knew I had the pitch guy. I tried to beat the tight end to the side so I wouldn't get blocked out. It felt good. I had to make sure I had the tackle, got the tackle at first, but it definitely felt good. Yeah, I'm not surprised it felt good. So she said. Hey, Malik Hartford took his place in the third quarter and played most of the second half. Made a huge stop on a 3rd down after a 2-yard completion. Got the guy to the ground, prevented him from getting the first. That was nice. Got him off the field. D-line, JT was blowing stuff up off the edge. Steele and Tommy obviously returning to form. Denzel, 2 pass breakups on some of the few throws they made. And Sonny Styles lived up and made plays all over the field. Really, like I said, he's just a walkout linebacker. He's like a Darren Lee. Think of that, so he'll be in coverage some, but you got to have him by that line of scrimmage to make plays, right? So defense held the Hoosiers to 9 for 21 passing. That's 43%, 82 yards. Steele led in tackles with 6. Sonny had 1.5 TFLs and 4 tackles. Hero Canoe, second-year guy, recorded his first sack of his career. So great to see all the way around on defense. They brought the wood. They had the electricity or the juice. They really brought it on defense. Offense, the O-line kind of made things a little sluggish at times, but defense really brought it. Guys were flying to the ball, silver hats flying around. Everything you want. We got 7 freshmen into the game. That's good. Get those guys some experience. You had, like I mentioned, Malik Hartford. Then you had all 3 of the receivers, Carnell Tate, Brandon Ennis, and Noah Rogers got into the game. Luke Montgomery got in, and linebacker Arvell Reese, cornerback Jermaine Matthews got in. Tate worked in with the first team offense there. We saw his first catch in the fourth quarter was a 15-yard gain. Ennis and Rogers got in on the final possession of the game. And Luke Montgomery got snaps with the first team as an extra O lineman in that Bison package. Bison, if you're from upstate New York, Bison. I used to work with a guy that pronounced it that way. It's so irritating. Then you had Arvell Reese and Jermaine Matthews. They worked in on the kickoff coverage team. So good to see everybody get in there. Really, the only issues with the special teams is that the kicker and the punter had to make tackles. I think kicker had 1 or 2 tackles and the punter had a tackle. That should not happen. The returner should not get past the first 2 waves of coverage team. That's not good, Bob. So anyways, all in all, not a finished product by any stretch, especially on offense, but on the road, Big Ten victory, 20-point victory. We'll take it with a new first-time starter at quarterback, left tackle, right tackle, and center. I mean, we kind of should have expected some growing pains here. So thing is, we can only go up from here. Improvement, and we'll be blowing the next 2 teams out probably. So don't forget tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, me, Jeff, and Sean, we're going to break it down. We're going to get their reaction. We're going to give you our game grades, offense and defense. We'll give them a letter grade, and we'll give you our MVPs. We'll look back at who won the T-shirt contest. I think everybody was way over. So lowest man wins in this week, or woman. So hope to see you guys tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, and enjoy the holiday weekend. And we'll see you tonight. Talk to you later. Go Bucks.